I'm William Haas, and this is the big LGBTQ story for today. Let's clear up worldview. Australia bans all social media for kids under 16. What may this mean for the LGBTQ community youth? Australia has passed a groundbreaking law banning social media access for kids under 16. Starting in January, tech giants like Meta and TikTok must block minors or face a $32 million fine. The ban aims to curb social media's mental health toll and raise concerns for the LGBTQ youth. Critics argue it cuts vulnerable groups, including LGBTQ teens, for vital online support. The Australian Human Rights Commission warned it could infringe in youth societal participation. Privacy advocates fear ID-based digital surveillance through amendments mandate non-ID alternatives. Parent groups, however, have championed the move. Many professionals in the mental health community suggest that social media is a leading cause of damaging youth. Many studies have concluded that social media has negative consequences on self-image, causes bullying, and creates an atmosphere that is harmful for young people. You know, as a kid that was a fat kid and bullied in school, I don't know how kids do it nowadays, because social media is, can be harmful. It's also, it can be used really good, but also most people use it for harm sometimes. It's not really good. And when I was a fat kid in high school, I was bullied enough that if this was, now, I don't know what I would do to myself. And I see a lot of people hurt themselves because of that. And they feel bad, and it affects them their whole lives.
Yeah. I'm torn on this story 100%. All right. Obviously, we're not in Australia, so this, hasn't gotten here yet. But, social media is to blame for a lot of mental health issues when it comes to our young people. It just is, right? My wife is a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and one of the first things she tells her new patients is get off social media for a couple of weeks. Okay, just make yourself a goal. Start with 1 week, right? Or limit your time on social media. It's something to do with a kid that has grown up with social media, that these likes are what make them happy, or what make them enough, right? I do also feel for the queer kids that maybe don't have support at home and maybe look to social media to get some information and some education. I feel for those kids, But how would you enforce this? Because I know that if I couldn't use my phone, I'll go steal his. You know what I mean? Or I'll go use my friend who's over 18, over 16, to use their phone to use social media.
Well, that's been a lot of the opposition in Australia to this, because this has been getting a lot of attention on the internet. They felt that it was too hastily written and didn't really get to the problem, which is something that we see politicians globally when dealing with social media, is instead of trying to actually understand the most basic technology, they just go too fast. They don't even know what they're doing on it. But there's also this big issue that social media companies, especially Meta, Facebook, Instagram, they do act almost like a drug in the way that they try to manipulate young people in a way that really does need more regulation.
Yeah, I agree about more regulation, or I think that there should. There's also a business opportunity for these groups, right? For Meta, for example. There's now an opening for a youth-focused and youth-only application.
That's not a bad idea.
That's for actual queer kids to connect. Remember back in the day when everything is siloed, you have the gay forum, you have the car forums, you have the white supremacist forums. Yes, you have the not even chat rooms. I'm talking about forums, literally line by line forums.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm that old, but but those are voluntary participation. You have to register an account, get through the whole email, blah blah blah, in order to start posting and start participating. The problem is that since Facebook put everyone in the same bucket, the conflict starts there.
Yeah.
If the bully kid goes to a bullying support forum, they're not going to see the bullies there.
Yeah.
On the other hand, since the bully kid goes to Facebook and the bully is there, they get bullied.
Yeah.
But Facebook encourages that because they want the interaction. So I basically stopped using Facebook because it stopped being Facebook. It became Fight with Friends. And I'm like, nah, no thanks.
Fight with friends.
That's what it really is.
But I don't know. I never had that experience because I think part of it is just curation. You don't, for me, my Facebook is more or less private-ish. I mean, these days are a lot more public now because
You're just a joy, Bobby.
Yeah.
That's why. But you're not a kid. You're not a
I'm a bitch,
15-year-old
but,
going
yeah.
through this. And a bully's gonna find you wherever. Okay. Back in the day, I was a bully. I'm reformed now. Thank you very much. All right. I didn't need social media. Shut up. I didn't need social media or anything like that to bully someone. You will find a way to bully someone.
All right. All right, Rebecca George.
But you got to look at the other aspect. A lot of kids look on social media and they take whatever is on social media as the truth. Maybe this will cause them to actually do some research on their own and find out what the real truth is on a lot of things.
It's true. But I do like what Bobby said. Like, if there is like a certain way that you can do that, there's an app called Nextdoor, right? And you can't get on Nextdoor without proving where you live to be on the Nextdoor area for your area, you know? So if there would be a way to be able to make sure that everybody on that platform is 16 and under,
But
you
yeah,
know,
I mean,
Or maybe doing certain things with Blue Sky, because it's allowing all
Oh,
sorts
yes,
of ways
that would
of
be good,
blocking that
yeah.
sort of stuff.
yes.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, I think it's kind of two separate issues. One is, should kids be on social media, and what age should they be able to have access to certain platforms? The other one, which I think maybe was the thrust of this conversation, is does it more negatively affect gay kids or LGBTQ plus kids? And I would say on gay social media or sites that are geared towards the LGBTQ plus community, it's just as damaging, if not more damaging. So I don't think that they are suffering more as a result of being banned from it. I think it's probably healthier. And if you do want to find resources, the internet is vast. You do not need to be on Instagram or TikTok in order to find that information that you're looking for. In fact, you get a lot of misinformation from these social media sites that keep getting pushed and the algorithms that go along with it. So as far as whether kids should be banned until 16 or restricted, yeah, I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know exactly where the science. I haven't read the studies as to what age. Should it be 13? Should it be 12? Should
There are people who do Facebooks for their kids and they're like 8. Like, and it's like, come on.
well,
yeah.
Facebook itself banned people from under 13 from joining. I mean, it's more like a finger-crossed thing.
I
but-
believe that might have been federal regulation.
Yeah, but also I just want to point to Trinity's thing. Yes, you can go to look up Google LGBTQ support group and everything will pop out. The problem is most of them has a Facebook link and Instagram link to contact them. So without using those things, it's almost impossible to contact these people.
Yeah.
To get support. And also, I am
They're
sure
not
that
answering their TikTok
the light
or Instagram. That's private.
I mean, trust me, the conservative parents in Australia are now dancing in delight because their closeted sons and daughters can no longer find support online, so they can, so they can trap them in.
They've gone to the old-fashioned cruising in the park.
Yes.
They're in the YMCA.
Yes, that's it. Or listening to YMCA to get all their information about being gay. So that is a big LGBTQ plus story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.